Young women are what I think one of the biggest problems in society today. And it's not because women are bad by nature, but it's because they have been indoctrinated after years and years of propaganda and feminism that has made it so they think that getting married is a trap and they shouldn't get married until pretty much all of their eggs are gone and they can only have one or two kids. And then you wonder why our birth rate is falling and we have to be replaced by foreigners in our own country. Well, Savanna Stone is an influencer on Instagram and on TikTok. She got married very young. She stays at home and she teaches women how to submit to their husbands, how to have a healthy marriage, and really just romanticizes the idea of being a homemaker and choosing a different path than the one that feminism has set out for young women. Hey, thank you so much for joining me, Savanna. We've been mutuals on Instagram for a while, so I'm so happy to have you actually be able to join me and talk about some of these things.
Yeah,
So you've been getting so much pushback for getting married young. I've seen you get all this pushback from the left, from feminists, from other women. How old were you when you got married again?
18.
You're
Like,
18. Wow. And how
as
did
young
that
as
happen? Like what was the sequence of events that led to that?
I mean, my husband and I met him when I was 17, and then, we talked about moving in together, but we're both Christian, and we were like, well, if we move in together, there's going to be like this conviction that we're going to have the whole time. And honestly,
Mhm.
we were getting pressure to move in together from our parents. And
Whoa.
it just didn't feel right. Because they were obviously like, you don't need to rush getting married. Like, what's the reason in rushing commitment?
Mhm.
But literally 2 weeks after I met my husband at the time, I was like, I know I'm going to marry this man. I just, when
Mhm.
and you kind of have a gut feeling. And so we just made the decision, like, okay, we're just going to get married. And
Yeah.
it was still a surprise. Like he proposed to me. And then as we're driving back from the proposal, he's like, hey, we're getting married Saturday at the church. Your parents are already invited. Like I got everything set up. So he set up the whole thing. That's exactly what I wanted. I honestly never really wanted a big wedding. I'm
Mhm.
very like, I don't like spending a ton of money on unnecessary things, i.e., college weddings, like all of
Mhm.
these big American scams. And so it was just very casual. We saved a ton of money doing it. We moved in together a week later in a new city, like got our first apartment. So it was super fun. It was like a super chaotic week.
Yeah.
It was really fun. And I don't regret it at all.
Yeah, and see, that sounds like it's like a fun adventure that you guys
Yeah.
shared together that would bring you closer together. And that's I feel like people are missing that a lot in marriage now because it's like you have to have everything else figured out in your life and then get married. And it's sort of like,
Yeah.
where's the adventure in that?
No, exactly. And that's what's been so fun about getting married young is we're kind of growing up together. Like we're figuring out
Mhm.
life together. We're so new to life basically and new to adulthood that it's fun because we're traveling to places for the first time together. We're not doing it alone. Like we're building our careers together. It's just
Mhm.
it's so much more special than if we were already both up here, already settled into everything and just like, "Oh, okay, well let's try to combine our lives now."
Yeah, and I saw one of your reels showed like the first time you said this is what radicalized you. It's like the first time you made a TikTok saying, "Oh, watch me get ready with me for getting married" or something. I don't know what it was, but you were talking about how you got married at age 18. And then every single comment was like all of these women just like seething, so upset. They're like, "How dare you do this? You're ruining your life." And what's your response to those women? And do you still get that kind of pushback now?
Oh yeah, I get it way worse now because I'm much more controversial. That first video that I made on TikTok, I was just getting ready. There was no hot takes, there was no opinions. It was
Mhm.
just me sharing my story. And then I saw the comments and I was like, there's no way. Like, come on. I didn't even say anything controversial other than I'm so happy I got married at 18. Here's how it all happened. They tried to like dissect the story and say that my husband married me the day after I turned 18 and was like waiting for me to turn 8. Just all of this weird stuff. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep pissing these people off, honestly. So now I get much worse feedback, but I don't really read the comments anyways because
Mhm.
I just know what they're going to be. But with very strong opinions also comes very strong support too.
Yeah.
So, either way, I'm grateful for it.
Yeah, 100%. And you have like over 300,000 followers on Instagram now. I'm assuming, I would think it's probably a female heavy audience, I'm assuming, which is like
Yeah.
pretty cool too. You're able to influence women that much. So it all worked out, right? God
Yeah.
uses these things for good. What
Exactly.
are some of what are some of these reasons people say that you shouldn't get married young? Like, what is some of the pushback that you're always hearing?
I feel like the number one thing is that your brain isn't fully developed, which is just so stupid to say because like also there's science that shows that our brains actually develop at different times anyways, like it's kind of case dependent on the individual.
Mhm.
And so I just think it's kind of a cop out, honestly, for people to be like, oh yeah, I met my forever person at 20, but I'm waiting till I'm 25 when my brain's fully developed, just in case I change my mind. It's just so
So
weird to me.
stupid.
Like the whole point of marriage is obviously you're going to change. I'm not even
Mhm.
the same person that my husband married. I'm completely different, thank God. Like we all change, we all grow. That's kind of the goal of life. But the goal is that you would change and grow together and not change and grow apart. And I think what happens is a lot of marriages, they just change and grow apart. Like and
Mhm.
they don't do it together. And so then the woman says, "Well, I'm no longer attracted to him," or, we no longer have the same goals. And it's because you guys completely lost communication and you just grew apart from each other. It
Mhm.
happens so often.
Yeah, 100%. And I think also like it's always this thing of like you're not mature enough to know. It's like these same people are fine with, I mean, 13, 14, 15-year-olds having sex and dating. And it's
Yeah,
like
and changing their
that can
gender.
make a child. Like, is that not, you know what I mean? It's like that is
Yeah,
like making a child together is like just as big of a commitment as marriage. And these people, I mean, they probably want them to abort it, but at the same time it's like they're fine with an act like that. And it's like as long as you're doing that, as long as you're getting ran through by 20 different men until you're age 30, that is apparently like so much more safe and healthy for you than just committing to one.
yeah, and they also at 18 they expect you to go into six figures of debt for the rest of your life to pick a college degree. They expect you to commit to all these different things like for your career.
Mhm.
But when it comes to a person, and honestly, I don't understand it because feminists have made it very easy for women to get out of marriages. So you'd think they'd be
Mhm.
like, oh, just make whatever decision you want to make.
Yeah.
That's not the case because they are very anti-marriage.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't understand because I'm like, why are you guys so they're like, you're signing a contract, you're signing your life away. And I'm like, I mean, I am fully against divorce, but it's like literally in the modern day, if you're a woman, you can get divorced for any reason anytime you want. And you'll
Yeah.
probably come out with more than half. So it's like, yeah, like what even is the risk factor there for a woman?
There's really not, and, like, I could take all of my husband's money if I wanted to as well, as a woman. The
Yeah.
courts are gonna favor you, like, so their whole logic on that doesn't make sense. I also don't believe in divorce, but I had to bring that point up too.
I am so exhausted by the lies that feminism has been selling young women. But another time I am exhausted is at night. And sometimes, even when I'm exhausted, I can't fall asleep because my mind is just racing with all of the problems in our society. So, one thing that has been helping me is Sleep Miracle Plus, which is a natural herbal sleep spray that I've been using to fall asleep much easier. You just spray it in your mouth a few times, and within 15 minutes, it should work. If you guys want to try this out, I know some of you guys already have. You've been letting me know in the comments and saying it's been working for you too. You can head over to sarahigf1.com, look up Sleep Miracle Plus, and use my code Sarah for 10% off. Another thing I want to talk to you about is I put up this tweet last night because I'm seeing a lot of people on the internet basically talk about how it's not really women's fault if they're not married at 30 because sometimes you just don't meet the right person until they're 32. And I just see this a lot. Like a lot of people who get married later in life are like, I'm glad this happened because I wouldn't have met the right person before. And I mean, you can sort of understand the sentiment of like, I'm glad I'm with the person I'm with now. But at the same time, to me, it sort of sounds like you're telling people who are married young or who are much younger than you that they have no control over their destiny. They have no control over the
Yeah.
decisions they make in life and whatever. So I made this list about examples of not being intentional in marriage, such as not putting effort into improving appearance and personality, presenting as hoe, not housewife, staying in forever girlfriend relationships, situationships, etc., dating men they wouldn't marry, prioritizing career over family, and not putting themselves in situations to even meet new men or having impossibly high standards. And that's just sort of what I see is like this lack of intentionality with young women. Like starting from the age of 16, they're probably talking to boys, like from the age of 16, or maybe they're not talking to any at all, from the ages of like 16 to 30. So it's like you had a whole 14 years. Is there really nothing you like could have done differently during that time? You know what I'm saying? Is this something that you're sort of like seeing a lot of? Not even to like shame people who do get married later in life and sort of made decisions they regret, but it's just sort of like I see you talk a lot about this idea of women needing to take accountability, and I don't
Yeah.
know. What's your thoughts on that?
That was going to be my exact phrase was women never take accountability. I'm actually glad you put out this tweet because a lot of people just aren't bold enough to say it. But
Mhm.
if we think about every other aspect of our life, like if I was obese, if I was unsuccessful in my career and broke, well then that would be my fault. But when it comes to marriage, women don't
Mhm.
want to admit that it's their fault that they're getting married at 35 or waiting, or maybe they're 35 and they still haven't found their person. It's like every single accomplishment in life requires you to put the work in,
Mhm.
including marriage, including
Yeah.
having that healthy relationship. So again, this is just, it's part of accountability. And my husband has a lot of guy friends who are still single and not married. And they will say, yeah, it's because of my stupid decisions that I made when I was younger, sleeping around, like dating
Mhm.
girls that I knew I was never going to marry. But for some
Mhm.
reason, women don't take that accountability. That's kind of
Yeah.
my 2 cents on that. But yeah, I'm glad you said that. And women do need to take accountability in that area because there are a lot of things that they're doing that are not wife material, or
Mhm.
they stay stuck in these relationships with these men that refuse to commit. And they're doing themselves a disservice by doing that. It's quite disrespectful to yourself to stay
Mhm.
in a relationship with a man for 5 to 10 years even, who
Mhm.
still will not propose to you, but he'll say, "Hey, come move in with me and do my laundry and cook and clean for me, but I'm never gonna give you a ring."
Nightmare.
When
Nightmare scenario
I
for
could not
me.
imagine, complete nightmare. So, that's what I tell women too, like, he needs to commit to you and you vice versa, obviously, but don't stay in
Mhm.
these relationships where you know that this man is not gonna marry you, or you have to literally beg for a ring.
Yeah, that is like one of the most embarrassing things. And like, I am seeing a lot of, I am seeing a lot of that right now. The forever girlfriend thing. I think like
Yeah.
on the right wing, people don't seem to like talk about the forever girlfriend thing as much because it sounds like you're like putting all the blame on men for why women aren't married, and it's like a two-way street. I don't think men
Yeah.
should be leading women on that they don't actually want to commit to, but also as a woman, when you're in that situation, you do have like a choice to make, right? And I think that most women deep down, I think you always know if he actually wants to marry you or not. Like pretty early on, you know if it's probably going to head in that direction, and you shouldn't have to beg for it.
Yeah, and I also don't understand the marriage conversation, like, not being brought up in the first year of dating. I feel like a
Mhm.
year of dating, I mean, that's when my husband proposed personally, but men know very quickly if they wanna marry
Yeah.
you, and usually they will make that clear, and if he's not making that clear, then bring it up, like, just have the hard conversations
Mhm.
because like we do have a window. Women have a window. They're not super honest about it. And so if he is quote unquote wasting that window or you're wasting your time in that relationship,
Mhm.
you got to have the conversation and decide to leave or he's got to make the commitment.
Yeah, 100%. And I think like that's even something like I'm thinking back to when I was single, and I think that's something I would literally say on like first dates is like I'm dating for marriage.
I mean,
And
no,
you
me
should be
too.
like you should be able to say like women should feel confident enough to just be like upfront about their intentions, say like, "Hey, like I'm dating for the intent like for the purpose of marriage. I don't want to waste any time." And I feel like if you do that, like you're all you're going to do is you're going to turn away guys who aren't looking for marriage at that phase in life, or they just like don't like you enough. And then like what? Then you're just like leaving the door open for guys who would want to marry you.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Just be upfront about your intentions.
100%. Um, Another thing I wanted to talk about is we have the whole, thing, and like I don't think you're as much in, I guess, like the right. I don't really see you as like part of the right wing internet Twitter circles. Like you're not as much in that world. You're sort of you're
Yeah.
on Instagram where it's safe and everyone's happy.
Yeah,
But
X scares me sometimes.
yeah, but when
Yeah.
you go to like the Twitter world, like a lot of people are just sort of upset with the idea of like women being, I guess, on the internet at all, or
Yeah.
women talking about sharing their opinions online, or like talking about politics or talking about these sorts of issues. And I mean, my perspective on it is when it comes to like these sorts of issues, like should women get married young? Like what are young women doing wrong? I personally think there's no one better to talk about it than a young woman like yourself who made the right decisions. Um, because of just like the fact that women don't like respond well to, I don't think like most of these young women who already aren't submissive are going to respond well to like another man on the internet
Yeah.
saying women need to do this and this and this and this. I think they want to see it romanticized a bit. So I guess like what are some of your tactics for I guess influencing women in the right direction? We don't want to use the word propaganda here,
Yeah.
but
Well, yeah, I mean, so as long as women are consuming the internet, then other women need to be speaking on the internet because
Mhm.
women are, especially if they're not already more submissive or they're kind of in this like girl boss, I hate men mindset, they're not going to want to listen to other men. But I have
Mhm.
had thousands of women DM me and say, I really used to hate you at first, but somehow you've grown on me and I listen to your content and I agree with you now. So, like, women do need to be on the internet, women who
Mhm.
believe these things to kind of push back against all these other influencers that are sharing the things that are hurting women, right? Because for so long, every single big influencer you saw was super girl boss, left wing feminist. And now
Mhm.
I feel like the tide is turning a little bit where you've got more conservative coded influencers who are actually sharing like good, virtuous things. I don't necessarily have like a strategy per se.
Mhm.
I know that I'm very passionate about the things that I talk about. So as soon as I get a thought, like I'm just sharing it. And
Yeah.
then also like I didn't used to share my husband because people would try to find him and make up rumors about him, but now I do. And honestly, I'll just be like, I posted a post last week of us in Miami out at a cigar lounge. And I was like, when I got married at 18, people told me that I was going to miss out on traveling, on fun, on going
Mhm.
out. Like life was going to be so boring. And I mean, we've been to 5 different cities in the past month together. Like
Wow.
we host things at our house for friends. We go out. Like we have the best time together. And
Mhm.
so I think that that's such a lie. So I will throw in things like that to just kind of refute all these lies that are told to women. So
Mhm.
I guess that would be my strategy. But it's really cool to see the women who will watch my content, or maybe they'll join the Submissive Society, which is my community that I have, and they're like, wow, this is just so refreshing because it doesn't
Mhm.
really exist on the internet.
Yeah, I think a lot of women are craving this stuff deep down. Like it's literally in our nature, right? We were
Yeah.
made to literally just like be at home, be doing girl stuff, be married young. We weren't made to be getting like our heart broken like over and over and over and over again by men who don't love us. Like we were made to be loved and taken care of by one man. And then
Yeah.
like literally like one thing that I've thought of is, and I don't know if this is the same thing that you have like thought of in your life, but like when I was growing up, I didn't even really think, not that my parents were like even like feminist, or my parents didn't even put this in me, but I didn't even like think of the option of like not working in the future. Like I always just like assumed it was
Yeah.
like, oh, you have to pick a career. And I literally dreaded this. I was like, I do not want to work every day. Like that was like my nightmare. And like I was like, did not want to grow up because I did not want to have to like go to an office every single day. And so like now I'm realizing I'm like all of the things that I actually enjoy doing are like that is going to be my life when I get married, which I will be married in literally less than a month.
That's
And
so exciting.
it's like all of the things I enjoy, like baking, just like working out, talking with friends, making the home a beautiful place, listening to podcasts, like all that sort of thing. That is like going to be make up my daily life. I don't know about you. What is your daily life looking like now that you're married?
I mean, yeah, I think that going back to your point, like about us having to always thinking that we have to work, we've been told since we were toddlers to like, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
Like, what career do you want to have? I remember being in kindergarten and I wrote down trophy wife, like just as a joke, because I was
Oh my
like,
gosh, that's
what do you
iconic.
mean? You want me to pick like a doctor, a lawyer right now? And going into like my teens and stuff, when I was 17, I thought I was going to go to law school. Like I had several academic
Me too.
scholarships. And then I decided to just get married at 18 and throw it all away. And some people, the feminists will call me dumb for that and that I wasted my life and gave it all to a man. But my life has never been more abundant. Like, not only
Mhm.
am I able to do things like this is how I started content creation, was because I had all the freedom in the world to pull out my phone and post my opinions. So not only is this fun, but I can wake up whenever I want. Not that I do, I wake up pretty early anyways, but I go to
Mhm.
my Pilates class. I come back home, maybe I'll like answer emails, I'll do some content, I will bake a fun treat for my husband for no reason. I'll walk my dogs, I'll clean my house. Like, you just have more freedom. It's also so much fun to have a companion in life. Like,
Mhm.
I don't think anyone is actually happy being lonely. I think they lie to themselves, because the most important thing that we have in this life is human connection.
Mhm.
Number one, your spouse, obviously, because you live with them day to day, and that is your environment that you surround yourself with. So yeah, I mean, my life has never been better being married.
Yeah, and I'm super excited for it and super
Yeah,
happy
you're
for
gonna
you.
love it.
By the way, there's gonna be people in the comments who are gonna be like, just wait till you have kids. It's not gonna be the same, but I'm
Yeah.
very excited to have kids. But
I'm
I'm sure
also
it is
very
gonna be
excited
a
to have.
little bit more like busy and hectic, but it's still gonna be
Oh,
great.
of course, but it's like, I will embrace that season of life when it
Yeah.
comes. Just like you embrace the season of life of being first married and it being super exciting and building your life together and achieving goals. And then I understand that once I have kids, this is going to have to take a little pause and all of my time is going to go to that. But you know what? I'm so excited for that. And I
Mhm.
will embrace that season of life when it comes as well.
Yeah, so if for any young woman watching, what is your final message to the young woman?
Oh, I mean, just like tangible things, be in the word, follow God, work out, stay in shape, stay attractive. Um, don't sleep around, don't get on OnlyFans. Follow me and Sarah. Follow follow good influences, follow women that celebrate marriage and womanhood and children, like turn off the boss babe propaganda, and find a good man. Find a good man that loves God and that will lead you.
Yeah, so thank you so much for joining me, Savannah. Where can
Thanks for having me.
people find you if they want to see
I
more of your
am
content?
Savannah Faith Stone on all platforms, and then on X, it's just Savannah F Stone.